Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach Todd Bowles is one of the best coordinators to watch when it comes to pressure design. Now, it's not always about the pressure path. Because they are a zone heavy pressure team, he's able to disguise his coverages and even mix in man coverage to throw quarterbacks off. That's what we're going to look at today. We're going to look at 3 clips of a 2-roll coverage that he was able to use in different scenarios throughout the defense. I call this schematic fluidity. He has a base 7-man distribution, a simulated pressure, and a 5-man pressure, all using the same coverage rotation. Of these 3 clips, 2 result in an interception. Todd Bowles was able to get Mac Jones to either throw the ball where he wanted it or to throw into coverage where he thought he had an open receiver, but it ended in the hands of a defender. Let's dive into the tape. Let's quickly break down how this coverage is going to work. Now, we're going to end up getting a simulated pressure here. So we are going to get a dropout by number 0, and our trap corner is going to be up top. The safety in the middle, because we're trying to make this look like closed post, is going to take the deep half, and then we are going to have a pop out here for the deep half down here. The corner is going to swipe to the flat. Our hook defender here, just our seam defender, is going to be number 0. We are going to get a seam defender who's going to end up cutting 2. And then the linebacker in the middle is going to cut 3 and carry. So it's not going to be a Tampa. It's more of a cut coverage or a trap coverage, meaning that we have guys cutting to this. Now, if you're thinking this guy's outside leverage, we're going to get an out route. You're going to see how this functions. And in fact, it's that out route that's going to get Mac Jones into trouble. As the ball is snapped, you can see clearly Jones is going to see the pressure. He's going to turn to the pressure and throw into the pressure. A lot of times, offensively, you want to throw into the pressure because that's where there's a voided zone. Now, the argument for this on game day was that 84 should have kept going. But I would say because of the trap coverage coming, it wouldn't have mattered whether he kept going or not. This was either going to be a highlight reel hit or a highlight reel interception. It ends up being an interception. And so Jones sees the pressure and he throws right into it, just like he's thinking that 84 is going to keep going. He's got leverage on 25. He thinks that, it's probably going to be some sort of a cover 3. It probably doesn't see the safety back up. But even in cover 3, a lot of times you will say down is down. So you can give a cloud call and a swipe tag here, and then he can take over the deep third. This is clearly a cover 2, and this is clearly a cut coverage. You can see 54 cut to the new number 3. 25 is going to be inside. Mac Jones throws it. We have the trap corner. It ends up being a pick. So we're going to see 2 more examples of this coverage, one in base and then another from a 5-man pressure. But here's the simulated pressure. The corner does a really nice job of crabbing out. You get the kind of stutter go. He clearly sees the ball thrown. He clearly sees 84 heading in his direction. He traps it, and we get an interception here by the Buccaneers. We're going to get the same coverage here, but because it's 2x2, it's going to play out a little bit more like Tampa. We're going to get the pull run here by 8 because he doesn't have to cut to 3, so he's just going to sink into the middle of the field. We're going to get 0 dropping out, and we're going to get a swipe by the safety. We're going to get an overlap or a big half here by the corner. So our trap side is still going to be here by this corner, but because we have a condensed set, he's really just going to kind of crab out and stay lateral. It's not necessarily going to be a trap. There's nowhere for him to kind of step down or hinge to. And then our deep safety is going to come here. We're going to get a 4-man rush here by even though we're in base, we're going to show that we're going to have a 4-man rush. So it looks like we are in a strong rotation cover 3. It's going to end up playing like a cover 2. And Mac Jones, again, is not going to necessarily see this. You can see that he's already looking to the defensive left. He sees that the corner is going to take number 1. He sees that, hey, I've got my running back going to be open, and he's going to throw it right where the defense wants him to throw it. So even though this is going to be a 4 or 5 yard gain, that's exactly where they want the ball to go. And in reality, the ball probably should have went into the middle of the field because it is a Tampa 2. But instead, he throws it outside. And because we have zone coverage, we have a really nice vice tackle. You can see that the corner is able to come off. He makes initial contact, and then 54 is right there. Nice look at a vice tackle, and another example of this 2-roll coverage and forcing the ball where they want it to, which is in the flat where they have defenders. 2 guys on McCaffrey, vice tackle, into the play. In our last clip, we are going to get a 5-man pressure. We have our safety who's going to come off the edge. We'll get our line movement going opposite it. We're still going to be running a trap 2. We just won't have a 3 dropper. So we won't have any Tampa. We won't have a cut 3. A lot of times in this, they're just assuming if we get the pressure, the back is going to stay in. Even if he flares, we're playing zone. We have cover 2. We'll be able to get it, and it will be quick again because we have this pressure. So we're going to get our swipe tag and our big half over here. Our linebacker right here will end up being our seam defender. We'll have another seam defender over here. Our trap corner is going to come from the top, and he's the guy that we're going to watch. And then we will have our other deep safety. So this is that roll concept that we get. Now, in the 2 previous, we have seen the corner, and then we've got a flat throw. So how do you attack trap coverage? You want to get it into the hole shot. And so here you can see this is a great job by the corner of just kind of hinging open, getting into that kind of shuffle. He sees the quarterback look. He sees the out route. He doesn't trigger on it fast. He's waiting for the ball to come out. He can clearly see that the shoulder angles are not pointed towards the sideline. If he is going to throw, he is going to have to get his shoulders a little bit over to the sideline, a little bit perpendicular to the sideline. Instead, he can see clearly that the shoulders are pointed downfield. He stays in that, and he ends up intercepting this on the whole shot. This is a great example, again, of whether it's we're manufacturing the throw to the flat or we're getting him to throw the whole shot into a corner who is sinking. This is a good example, again, of the Buccaneers using that 2-roll coverage and getting exactly what they want. They ran it multiple times. I showed you the 3 best clips, and 2 of those end up in being an interception. Again, Bowles is one of the best guys to watch in terms of pressure design, but it's not always about the pressure. Sometimes it's also about the coverage complement.